Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Hi, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. It is a Friday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Good to have y'all here.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Oh, yeah. All ready for that weekend. So, very excited to get to it. We'll see what happens. Weather-wise, it's going to be a little hit or miss, but there's going to be some fun stuff going on. We're celebrating Cannon's 14th birthday all weekend, so we'll be kicking it around a little bit.
Where are you guys going to go?
Just doing a couple meals out. That's still part of the discussion, what we're doing, but he's a huge fan of Flanagan's.
Okay.
So hopefully going to be heading to Flanagan's some point this weekend.
Does he get down with like Dave and Buster's and all that?
Yeah, he does. He does like all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something like that. I think last year for his birthday, he was at Boomers in Boca.
Okay.
So I think he went there last year for the birthday, and it's been a while since I've done the Dave and Buster's. I mean, the nearest one to us is
It's Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
Yeah, just
where we used
like
to
Hollywood.
work.
Yeah, right around there.
Does he like those egg rolls with the riblet meat inside of it?
I don't think he's ever had those. He does seem to like the ribs, does seem to like the chicken wings. He goes for that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't think he's had what you're talking about.
Oh, man, I tell you what, maybe sneak him one of those riblet egg rolls. It changed his life.
Okay. He's at 14. He's slowly starting to eat some new foods, but he's still, man, just kind of got a really dialed in palate. I mean, he still eats about like what you would expect a kindergartner to eat. So
Rocco's the same way. I can't get them to switch it up. I think it's stubborn. And I think, too, like, their little palates are very sensitive to anything that's, like, spicy or harsh. I think they taste it more.
I think it's the same thing I have. I hate peppers and onions, and I'm really the only person in my family that's a bitch like that. My mom was full-blooded Italian. She put ingredients, peppers and onions and garlic in everything, including the cereal.
Okay, wow. That'd be a little rough.
I mean, Italian people raised on sausage and peppers.
Yeah, I'm a bitch-ass Italian.
You are, because you don't eat sausage or peppers.
At all.
Once again,
I don't like it.
disappointing your people.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much it. Junior weekend. What all you got going on?
So this weekend, I am doing a wedding with my friend Jeff. Mm-hmm. I'm in charge of the whole bar. So today I'm still like building the bar and like getting all the stuff that I need for it. It's a lot of stuff. He's got 120 people coming to this wedding, which I didn't know the count was going to be that high when I offered to do the booze.
You're paying for the booze.
Yeah, I'm paying for the booze. That's my gift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I thought it was going to be a small, intimate thing where it's like, 30, 40 people.
Good
no
Lord.
problem. I'll get some wine. I'll get some beer. We'll be good. And then I found out this week we're talking about 120 people. And they want a lot. It's a lot.
Well, I mean, if you're just even talking, what about like $10 for, let's say, only 100 of the 120 drink, that's $10 each. I mean, that's a grand right there, right?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm finding ways to cut corners and cash in favors and try to do stuff that way, but I'm spending a lot.
You might have to do that thing we used to do at our college parties. You get a big old trash can.
Jungle juice.
Yeah.
Drain liquor in there, yeah.
Well, me and the bartender were very close. So my girlfriend Amy is the bartender. And so, yeah, I'm going to get there early, bring all the alcohol in that's all been kept at the proper temperatures and blah, 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 blah. And, me and Amy are going to have a little agreement that she's supposed to be a light pourer because this stuff's got to last. And then also, at the end of the night, whatever's left over, it's coming home with me, Amy. We got to, me and Amy are going to be
Right.
splitting up the booze.
Oh, no doubt.
So it's a lot.
How is the protocol? And I know maybe you don't care, but is there any realm where that would be considered tacky because that's supposed to be your gift and yet you run home with the alcohol that you bought for?
I don't care.
Yeah.
You can call me tacky
I
all
agree.
day.
Yeah.
I am dipping into some big reserves, and this is costing a lot of money. And so if I can give back alcohol to some of the people that are helping me out, I want to.
Okay. All right, I'm feeling you.
It's cash, it's product, it's catching in favors.
Yeah. Bird, I assume you're just chilling at home, knocking out the last little bit of COVID that you got, so you can be back here on Monday?
Yeah, I got not much going on other than just some work stuff, and then I'm cleaning my house. I'm stuck here till Sunday. I'm kind of bummed out. I'm feeling better today, and I really, really miss people.
You
Yeah,
must
that-
miss just talking to people face to face and hugs.
I do. I fucking hate this. I hate broadcasting from home. It sucks such balls. There's a delay on the microphone. Half the time I'm talking, and then it's 5 seconds of silence from you guys. So the whole time I think I'm fucking everything up. I cannot wait for this bullshit to be over with.
Yeah. I hear you.
Oh, that'll teach you to be making out up in St. Augustine with all kind of random girls.
You gotta stop doing that shit, seriously, because some people think you're legit being truthful, and you're not.
Yeah. And you're
And
getting
it doesn't go anywhere, and then it's awkward, and then Kevin doesn't know what to do. There's no really payoff. Like 5 people in the chat room like it, but that's it. And then it fucks up my personal life.
I only
I'm not
need
really
5.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure why you do it. Clearly, I love it. It always goes well on the air.
The other thing to do this weekend, last weekend, I went to go see Top Gun Maverick, which was outstanding. If you like the original, you're going to love this. So I would check that out if you haven't yet. It's going to be in its third weekend, but it is likely going to get its ass kicked at the box office because Jurassic World Dominion opens up today.
Oh, that thing is everywhere.
Yeah, Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum. It's projected to make $200 million this opening weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's going to be big. And then pretty much every weekend afterwards, it's going to be huge. You've got next weekend is Lightyear. That's the Buzz Lightyear story.
Yes.
That's going to do well. Chris Evans is the new voice of Buzz Lightyear. Then 2 weeks from now, you got Elvis opening up with Tom Hanks. And then the weekend after that, it's Minions. Then the weekend after that, it's Thor, Love and Thunder. So, I mean, it's just something, and then you kind of take a little bit of a break. And then the Jordan Peele movie, I'm seeing a lot about that now. Nope. Do you like those kind of movies? You like the Jordan Peele stuff? Because he does those they're almost, I don't know if they're horror movies or what, because I've never seen one. But they seem like they've got a little bit of, they're suspenseful. They're a little bit horrific. Have you ever seen a Jordan Peele movie, Jaybird?
Yeah, I've seen. I forget which one it was. I saw. Yes, I have, and so far I've liked what I've seen.
Okay. So he's
But
got
I
that
can't
going.
think of the names, so I'm sorry.
Gotcha. All right. So that's stuff that's going on this weekend.
His stuff is too scary for me. I can't even. Just the trailer is horrific.
Yeah, it's meant to scare, and I'm like, I don't need scare. I want peaceful, calm. Yeah. Top Gun was
too stressful
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Okay, we had a raise your hand poll on the regular show today. We asked if you've ever been asked to leave somewhere because of how you were dressed. 40% said yes. I think that was Jaybird and Denny's. It's had that. Do you have a specific situation, Jaybird, that you remember when you were asked to leave, where it was, what you were wearing?
Morton's, the steakhouse, and I
Yeah.
had a hat on, and they said I had to leave. I had to take the hat off, so I ended up taking the hat off, but it was annoying. And
Yeah.
I think I got kicked out of the event because I didn't have the proper attire on. I didn't have pants.
I think you got kicked out of Blue Martini one time for not wearing shoes, but you had just come off stage performing where you'd kicked your shoes into the crowd, and then the bouncer kicked you out of the venue.
Yeah, he was a real douche.
He was a douche.
It's hard pressed for me not to find a bouncer that's not a douche. I know they're out there. They're like a mystical unicorn. They're out there.
It's a struggle, though. Jaybird and bouncers don't mix. Also, if you've never voted during a presidential election, 20%. I think maybe that's Denny's that had his hand up. If I remember right.
I believe so.
Okay. Also, we asked if you've been cut off from drinking alcohol by a restaurant or bar employee, 40%. So 2 out of 5 KVJ show members. Virginia, I think you were one of those.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
The establishment said she's had enough.
Sometimes they tell you, and then sometimes they don't. I got cut off at a wedding one time. That was a good move by the bartender.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What did they say something or just stopped?
They actually said something to one of my friends. They didn't say anything to me, but they said it to my friend, and then my friend came and told me, and I was like, "Meh."
Oh, no.
It's time to go.
Yeah, right. I mean, what's left to do?
I didn't try to fight it, that's for sure, because I realized they have a point.
Yeah, okay. All right. Also, if you've ever seriously serenaded someone you were attracted to, 60% of the KVJ show has done that. I think Denny's had his hand up. Virginia shamed Jaybird into putting his hand up.
I had my hand up.
Okay. Who did you serenade, Virginia?
I was dating this guy, and he was a music producer. So his business was making music. Now, he made jingles. He did band sessions. He owned his own, pretty nice recording studio. It had, like the big, huge soundboard and the glass wall, and then you had the room where the performers were on the other side. So it was legit. But this guy did mostly commercial work, but he was in a band also, and he had a lot of musical stuff going on. And I was trying to be sexy. I was dating him. He wasn't really that into me, but I was really into him. And I remember singing that song, Fever. You know that song, Fever?
What is this song, Fever?
You gave me fever in the morning, fever all through the night.
Please stop. Please, you gotta stop it.
When you touch me, fever when you hold
Kevin,
me.
I can't. It actually it hurts the ears. When she whispers on the air, something with Virginia whispering on the air does something to my fucking eardrums.
She sounds like that girl that sings the song Dance Monkey.
It angers me, and I wish it didn't, but it does.
Do it.
I was singing and kind of singing into his ear. Come to find out, he's deaf in his left ear, and I was singing into his left ear. He could hear perfectly in his right, but it kind of worked out for the best because he didn't want to hear that.
That's amazing.
He's a man of musical talent, and probably would have been really repulsed by that.
And Bird, who's your serenade of?
I've never serenaded somebody to their face. I mean, I played guitar for somebody and sang for them, but I don't know if I serenaded them, a song to them. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Did that clear it up?
It's a little muddy. I don't know that it did. What about that news anchor you wrote a song for?
But I didn't sing it to her, though. I didn't serenade it to her.
Yeah, he wrote love songs for her, but yeah.
You gave it to her on a CD? You never did a live show?
I never no, because quickly after that, we broke up.
Was it because of the song?
Probably. I'm sure I'm sure Virginia handled it well on the air.
We played the song on the air.
Yeah.
I know.
You were mortified.
Went through the whole album.
No, that's different, Kevin. That's the Snuggle and Cuddle CD. This was the actual song.
The song title was her name.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, I think I do remember playing that. Yeah. That's good.
It was real good. I mean, you were just puppy dog love.
It wasn't supposed to be that way.
We could use a little bit more of that, actually.
If that song were to reemerge, I would pay top dollar. I'm just saying.
Well, she's married now, and I don't want to be disrespectful to her husband.
Oh, he can just go scratch.
Okay, all right.
This is for comedy.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about him and his feelings.
I can't imagine. What's that, Kevin?
Not feeling this idea, Bird?
Well, whatever, man. I don't give a fuck anymore. Do it all.
Let me see here. We got another one, and that was if you fantasized about someone from work within the last 30 days. You saw Bird raise his hand, but he said on the regular show that you're not getting any names out of him.
Is it May?
Yeah. I've got fantasies about Virginia, but they're not in the sexual nature.
Gotcha. Okay. We got a couple emails here, and I guess we got to do a vindication. You know, we always talk about Virginia being wrong, but she was right when it came to Electric Avenue. The Eddie Grant song is actually in the FPL commercial.
Oh.
So that's where you've been hearing that.
It was also used in Donald Trump's presidential campaign. Ever heard of him?
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of the campaigning that went on.
I think he used it without permission.
Did he?
And then
Okay.
Eddie Grant said, "I'm going to sue you." And then they stopped using it. So it's got drama.
I think it was also in Pineapple Express, so me and Kevin have to eat your shorts.
Damn.
Oh, it was? Okay. All right, well, there you go. You were right, Virginia.
Wow.
Very
Finally.
nice. Nice word.
Finally, I win one.
She finally gets to win one. Tracy had sent this in about COVID. She said, I saw my nurse practitioner for an appointment. We were talking about COVID. She said her husband had erectile dysfunction for 2.5 months as a side effect from COVID. Have you heard of this?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I think I had, because I think it had been affecting blood flow. And that was one of the weird things. You know, there was just all kinds of stuff. Because I remember I was actually looking back at some of the texts, you know, I'd had with my mom when she was in the hospital with it. And they were testing her for blood clots.
Oh, boy.
That was one of the things that I think had been going on with it, at least at that stage, was that it jacked with your blood, too, on top of everything else.
Hey, Bird, how's your dick?
My dick is, it's pristine.
Prove it.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the pirates in KVJ TV would love it. The YouTube chat room.
I mean, they're maniacs. Of course they want it. But yeah, no, you're not seeing my dick. Unless Kevin tells me to do it.
We're good. You're good. I mean, we got to have a line somewhere, right? At that point, we're just we're dabbling in the world of porn.
And not good porn, like shitty,
Yeah.
weird, nichey, oddball.
Yeah.
Just oddity.
Wouldn't that be crazy, though, if you took it out and then tried to prove that you do, in fact, still have the ability to get an erection during COVID, and then you couldn't get an erection, and we all found out live that you now have boner problems from COVID?
No, my bone piece, I mean, the morning wood is there. I've been tracking it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she's there.
Okay. If in case you're wondering, the bird still gets hard.
Okay.
I mean,
COVID ain't keeping that thing down.
Kev, real hard.
Hit it on the microphone. I dare you.
Mm-hmm. We also get a lot of emails about podcasts and ones to check out, but there's one that unless you want to hear a really drawn-out, lazy, bad celebrity podcast, This Is Paris is maybe not the way you want to go. Virginia was telling me about it because she was checking it out. It's Paris Hilton, and her sister Nikki joins her a lot. And they do these celebrity podcasts, and some of them have been great. Was it Armchair Quarterback or whatever?
Yes,
the heck?
Dax Shepard.
Yeah.
His is great.
Yeah,
And
some of them are most of them are really good, actually.
he got a big ass deal out of
Yeah.
that, and now I think he's on Spotify, or he's one of the pay platforms, and you can't get his show for free anymore.
Okay.
Now you got to pay for it, so I don't pay. I'm not getting it no more.
So his is doing well, and some celebrities see obviously a lot of money in that. I mean, why not? But not all of them are going to survive. And I think if you had to earmark one for destruction, I will be stunned if Paris Hilton still has his podcast 2 years from now. Maybe even a year. I mean, maybe because she signed a year deal or. But
It's
Keep
so
giving her deals to do shit. You get Netflix cooking shows.
that show got canceled. Their Netflix cooking show got canceled.
well, this is going to be on deck. She's
Yeah.
just not a host. It's not her thing. You need to have her edited highly and then take just little snippets that are entertaining.
She was great on The Simple Life. They need to bring back The Simple Life. That would be amazing. You got to put her in her element.
But that's
She's-
highly edited.
Right. And she's way too low energy to do a podcast host.
She didn't like the way The Simple Life portrayed her after she got older and wanted to not, look at me in that way. She got annoyed with how she trust me. I've heard her talk about it before.
Yeah.
She didn't like the way people looked at her after that program.
The problem is she's not self-aware or doesn't care, or she just can't, do it. But where she's most entertaining is just the lazy talk that she does.
It's hot.
Yeah. And
that is her wheelhouse.
And to laugh at that, but she doesn't like that. She doesn't want to be laughed at. And so that's why I don't think her project. I think it's a big reason why she hasn't had anything since A Simple Life, because she's not strong enough to be a host, and she doesn't want to be laughed at. And that's really, you got to know what you're good at and what you're good for.
Totally.
And some
she
people
wants to be taken seriously.
And that's not your thing. That's just not where you're going to fit. So she's trying to come back around, and already the cooking show's been canceled. This podcast has got to be on deck, because I thought if she ever had one that would be great and interesting, it was the one where she talks to Anna Delvey, because it's, about heiresses.
Right.
Aristocracy.
It's about a girl that wanted to be an heiress talking to two girls that actually are heiresses.
Yeah.
Okay, now you got my attention, and that was the first time I delved into the Paris Hilton podcast.
So if one ever was going to be good, it had to be this one, and it's not. And you're listening to it, and she put no thought into this whatsoever. She did really no research except for watch the Inventing Anna special on Netflix. That was the extent of all the research that she did about this girl. She didn't even sit down and really think about what question she was going to ask.
I think she thinks she did, though. That's the funny part, because both her and Nikki, her sister, say, yeah, we've put a lot of thought into this, and we've really wanted to talk to her for a while. We've researched her.
But they really didn't. I listened to the podcast, and I couldn't believe there was nothing interesting asked.
All they did was watch Inventing Anna, and that is the research they did.
Well, and they were talking about how they were going to go in different routes that no other podcast or interview has done with Anna Delvey, and all they asked her was where she hung out and where she ate in New York, and that was really the whole podcast.
They couldn't figure out how they've never run into her.
Yes, and it went nowhere. The whole for 30 plus minutes. I'm so mad I wasted so much time on it, but I was like, well, there's got to be some decent audio in here. And I had a little bit more I was going to share, but then I'm like, oh, gosh, this is really dragging. And so I just kept editing it down. So there's not much left of it, but it gives you a little bit of a taste of what it sounds like. Paris Hilton and her sister Nikki. This is Paris, this is Anna Delvey podcast episode.
Hey everyone, we're back with another episode of This is Paris. Today I am joined by my sister Nikki. Hey Nikki.
Hi, how are you?
Good, I miss you.
I miss you.
That's cool.
I mean, what the fuck?
You're right. That's all you can say. Listen to this. Oh my gosh.
So good.
So I'm very excited about today's guest. It's a show that I've been watching called Inventing Anna. And today we have Anna Delvey. Okay, so she's in the detention center now, but she is going to be calling us from the jail phone.
I don't know how she's going to call us.
She probably has like an iPad or something. I don't know, but I'm excited for this interview because I was just so fascinated by the story, Inventing Anna on Netflix. And she just seems like such a character, and I'm just like curious to talk to her.
She was so close to our New York orbit, and I'm so surprised we never came across her.
I know, and just to think about like how many other people who do the exact same thing like have gotten away with it.
I mean, just
the low energy level
there's
is phenomenal.
It's like there's nothing.
Fuck.
But that's why it's awesome. That's why I was rolling laughing in my car.
It's so terrible.
You have to speed it up.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's so many people who come into New York and they like act like they have, all this, and then later on you find out it's like either all a lie or something really shady. I've seen it all.
So so good.
It's so bad.
So good.
It's almost good because it's so bad. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe they gave her a podcast. I'm like, what?
This is real? They're
This
not
is
fucking
it.
with us.
This is real.
This is her podcast. And this is the only good stuff. There's 33 more minutes of complete shit. This is the best.
All right, so she's in the waiting room. Let's bring her in. Hi, Anna.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Oh yeah, congratulations on your art show. I just saw that you exhibited your art in New York. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
awesome. It looked really cool. I loved the presentation of it.
Thank you. Yeah, we planned that one a while.
Yeah, I love doing art.
And I love cheese.
What the fuck is this?
This is brilliance.
Hi.
I mean, holy shitballs. I have heard some bullshit in my time.
It is so bad.
Do you have friends or family that come visit you?
Yes. Well, my family is in Germany, but I have lots of friends in New York. And yeah, I get visits all the time.
And what's the hardest part about just being there?
I just like not being able to do anything for myself.
All right, I know that you have to go, but just wanted to say thank you for coming on
What?
the show, and we enjoyed speaking with you.
Bye, Anna.
Bye, Anna.
Now, you were saying, Virginia, when you're listening to the podcast, something happened where clearly Anna Delvey dropped off and they didn't know how to end it because you're right, the audio changes there for the goodbye and it sounds different.
They were still doing the interview, and Anna's time must have run out on whatever apparatus she's able to call out of the jail on. And I don't think they knew how to reconnect it. And then they were just like, okay, we got to end this. And so Paris obviously came back in after the fact and overdubbed the goodbye. And Nikki is as well, but the mic quality is so different. The sound is so different. It's like she did it in a different studio at a different time.
That is one of the shittiest edits I have ever heard in my life. Can
terrible.
we please listen to that again?
No.
Listen to how terrible this edit is.
You can't. I can't rewind it.
Kevin said he can't do it.
I can't do it. Well, I can't for many reasons.
I mean, because we know how editing works, that's exactly what happened. But it's just so funny that they couldn't figure out how to roll with it. I mean, if you lose Anna Delvey because her prison time ran out on her iPad, you got to roll with that and laugh about it, right?
Well, you know what, guys? I love doing art.
I just can't even believe how bad it was. I just want to know, how much money did iHeart give her for this podcast?
So much.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to be a hater, but holy shit, man.
Terrible.
What are we supposed to say to that?
Look, I mean, girls getting paid. So at the end of the day,
For now.
for now,
Like I said, if it's around in a year from now, like this date, I'll be like, wow, how? How?
I need to go deep dive into like the first few episodes. So
Oh.
this is her actually with some experience under her belt.
Yeah, that's where I said that's all I got. And I kept whittling what I had down, like, oh gosh, this is just terrible. It's just terrible. I mean, I had maybe almost 4 minutes. That was 2 minutes and 18 seconds of pure hell. It's so bad.
I'm going to go back to the beginning because I need to hear the first episode.
Oh, you're going solo.
It's a journey I must take alone.
You're taking that journey alone, Virginia.
I don't need you.
No.
I'll write you. I'll call you. I'll let you know how it's going.
I'm so upset I gave it so much time yesterday. There's another interesting documentary possibly coming out here. It's going to be dropping on Netflix on Tuesday called Halftime. I don't know what it's all about, if it's just one or if it's about Super Bowl halftime shows, but they delve a little bit into the Jennifer Lopez and Shakira halftime show.
Oh.
I don't know how catty J-Lo's going to get with it or what they're going to show, but apparently she did not want Shakira to be a part of it.
Really?
She was not real happy. She was like, I'm Jennifer Lopez, bitch. I can handle a halftime show all by my own. I think I've earned that. And they were forcing the Shakira part on her. So she was pissed about that. And she couldn't believe they only gave them 12 minutes to perform. So she was doubly pissed and insulted, but she's like, it's the Super Bowl halftime show. You can't say no to it.
Didn't Jay-Z produce it?
I don't know about that one. I think he put together this last one they did, but I don't know about I don't know that.
He didn't do the one before. You're right.
I don't think so. I think he's relatively new to it.
Who produced that J-Lo one?
I don't know.
I'm very intrigued now.
Yeah. But that could be interesting, possibly. See how deep J-Lo gives in on that. I really do kind of feel like Shakira, though. What a week she's having, right?
She's having a rough week, but she's coming out smelling like a rose and so much more even likable than she was before, and we loved her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Saw a little tidbit about music I thought was rather interesting. We were doing kind of a deeper dive. The one thing that really surprised me was the Running Up That Hill song that's doing so well because of Stranger Things by Kate Bush. I didn't realize it peaked at number 30 on the Billboard charts back in 1985, and last week it was number 8. It's much higher than it ever was when it first came out. It's bigger now than it's ever been, and it's all because it was on a TV show. And it's just really kind of an interesting phenomenon how these songs really come back stronger a second or even a third time. And this is quite a feat. There's a small club, only 9 acts have had a top 10 album on the Billboard 200 in every decade since the 1980s. Only 9 acts have done it since the 1980s. Who do you think it might be if you had to take a guess? Who is on this very short list?
This is your thing, Bird.
Queen?
You're going to go with Queen, and that is not correct. We do not have Queen on this list.
Damn.
It is some classics, though. In fact,
Don't Stop Believing?
Journey. Going to go
Yeah.
with Journey? Nope, no Journey. You'll get one more guess.
Billy Joel.
Not Billy Joel either.
Damn it.
Maybe that's why Bird didn't say that.
She wanted it to
I wanted it so bad.
So
Yeah.
she could just say, fuck you, Bird.
I'll give you a hint. The reason why it's a story is because one of the groups that just joined this club is going to be here in South Florida next weekend. That's a big hint. It's a big hint. We
Hey,
talked about them today on the show, and we gave away tickets.
Bird!
Yeah.
Only talking about Motley Crue.
Only talking about Motley Crue. Jaybird, you are wrong.
Give me Def Leppard.
Virginia, good job. Def Leppard, their latest album, Diamond Star Halos, just jumped into the top 10 album chart on the Billboard 200. And they have now had a top 10 album in every decade since the 80s because of that. So the other 8 acts who are joining Def Leppard, Paul McCartney, James Taylor,
Your boy.
Yeah!
AC/DC, Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, Robert Plant, Prince, and Bruce Springsteen.
Huh.
And what was that again?
Nine acts that have had a top 10 album on the Billboard 200 in every decade since the 1980s.
Dang, man.
And Paul McCartney and James Taylor actually have streaks that stretch back into the 1970s.
James Taylor's greatest hits, isn't it?
I don't have the albums.
Can you tell me the songs on that album, Kevin?
I don't have that either, Virginia.
Man, who put a nickel in you?
I told
Now
you, it's a
can-
good thing you weren't in here this week. She's been
I
very
mean,
wound up.
good God.
She's
the
got a
fucking
strong
energy.
Kahlua buzz. She's well rested.
The gremlin. My God. Kevin, I'm so sorry I got COVID. that you're
Honestly,
stuck
when getting COVID's the best thing that happened to you this week.
with- Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you might have not been able to take all this.
Yeah, I think you.
I can barely take your ass, and I'm over here locked away in my dungeon.
Yeah, you'd have just, you might have quit the show this week. If you count the Beatles, you could say Paul McCartney's had a top 10 album every decade since the 1960s.
Wow.
Isn't that freaking insane?
That's amazing.
That is what a career that is. And
you still hear people copy the Beatles today, which is insane as well.
Yeah, no, it really is amazing. You know, he's one of those ones. Is it weird to say that I almost feel like he's underrated?
He's not, though. Paul McCartney?
Well,
he is massively beloved and adored, and
he's rated pretty.
He's rated big time.
About what he's done, I just feel like that really gave me a whole different level of like, holy crap, man. I mean, this is just a guy, and I know he does get a lot of love, but I think he maybe is deserving of even more.
I mean, the son of a bitch
appreciation of what he's done.
He's been knighted.
I just want to know.
Well deserving.
I want to know who the fuck bought the Def Leppard album this week? Really?
Well, the one thing I was telling you, remember I played that, and there's a song that is on there that it's good. Like I said, if you had heard it, it's been a while. Like I'm a Def Leppard fan, but I like their stuff from after 86 or 87. I'm not that big a fan of anything they've done, but the one song that they had on their album sounded like something that could have been on one of those earlier albums that they had done.
But I mean, to put it at such a high position, a lot of people had to buy it.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't one of those things like U2 did where everybody just automatically got it on their phone even if they didn't buy it?
I've not heard of any kind of hijinks that done that. And I think, honestly, the one thing to let you know, if you go to parts of the country where, like, I'm from, Def Leppard is still a big fucking deal.
All right.
And you wonder, like, who's going to go to this concert next weekend? They're playing a stadium. So they're not going to play a stadium if they're not going to have a massive amount of people show up.
Objection. What the fuck is the beef with the Witch and Def Leppard? What the shit, man? Those guys were massive Virginia.
I don't know anybody that's currently purchased the Def Leppard album. It's just
I mean the disrespect.
Yeah. I would wage if you went to downtown Logan, it's playing in half the cars that you're gonna
half the cars.
Half the cars. It's going to be a big deal there. So, yeah, they're doing that. Back to Paul McCartney, one thing that I thought was kind of cool was I saw this one quote from Paul McCartney that I guess he says a lot. He said, one thing that can bring you bad luck is when you start to get big-headed. And I think it's something that he says often because I think he himself has tripped up a few times in his career where he maybe got, and you could see how, when you have screaming girls all over the place and you are the thing and people are saying that there's nobody bigger on planet Earth than you might start to get a big head. But that's the one thing he's always told himself. And I think that it kind of derailed his life a few times where he did start to get a bit of an ego. And now he tries to say, you know what, just remember where you were before the Beatles and before everything else, which, I mean, you have to go way back now.
And keep it in check.
The days of Liverpool with John.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of been a lifelong struggle for him. But yeah, that's one of his big quotes is you'll get bad luck when you get big-headed. So keeping a level head. Good for him. Let me see.
It's easy to say that when you got billions of dollars.
True.
And now he's got the wisdom, too. I mean, look where he is with his age. I mean, billions of dollars and all the wisdom in the world.
Yep.
Of course the dude is saying smart shit.
He's got it all, Virginia. And still going strong. I'd heard his show that he did recently at Hard Rock Live was really good.
Yeah, he don't dick around. You got to give it up to Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, next week, concert-wise, you got a couple of legends going to be out. You got the Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett next Saturday at Hard Rock Stadium. And then on Sunday, would anybody be interested in seeing Styx, REO Speedwagon, and Loverboy? Is there any chance that's a good show?
Two of the three, I would be pumped to. I would not be pumped for Loverboy, but the other two, yeah, they have quite a bit of songs that I do enjoy.
Yeah, Styx, you know, they've got a lot that they could go with. And, you know, also as side bands, too. Remember, half those guys are in Damn Yankees.
Oh, I loved Damn Yankees.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering if they would break in, because Damn Yankees, oddly enough, is one of those bands in the early 90s, had some big hits.
Oh,
But,
was that High Enough?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Right.
was my cut.
Great
High
stuff.
Enough was so beautiful.
Yeah. REO Speedwagon has some really good songs. I don't realize how much I actually do like REO Speedwagon until I hear like A Time for Me to Fly or Heard It From a Friend Who.
Heard it from a friend.
They've got quite a bit of some songs that you even forgot about that might have not been massive hits, but were sort of hits that were really good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And they're one of those groups that when you put it on, be like, I'm not really feeling REO Speedwagon. And then you play a couple of their songs, be like, damn, they're a lot better than I remember. Pretty solid stuff.
Oh, I Can't Fight This Feeling. That was a big song for me back in the day at Lake Park Elementary.
That was the number one song. Yeah, that was a huge song, and I remember that video. It's kind of like the Benjamin Button thing. It showed the aging. It didn't go backwards, but yeah, that was the whole thing.
It was me and a girl named Christina's song together.
Did you sing it? Did you serenade her with it?
I don't think I did.
A young bird. Gosh, I would have loved to have seen that.
I definitely kissed her hand a lot.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I was little.
There you go. That's what little kids
Lucky
do.
girl.
Yeah, right? There you go. All right, y'all. Have a great weekend, Bird. Rest up. Can't wait to get you back in here on Monday.
Bye, y'all.
Over the weekend, you make sure that your D is not going to be suffering long-term COVID now.
Well, it needs company.
All right, y'all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.